Welcome to another edition of Backstage Pass, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast, with your host, Brandon Morrell.
This is recording artist Robyn Ottolini, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcasts, Spotify, and the Sports Guys Podcast.com and at thwn.org.
And welcome inside the Backstage Pass, now just a few weeks out from CMA Fest 2026 at the Music City Center, live in Nashville, Tennessee. Looking forward to being there again. KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, our friends at iHeartRadio, and of course, Spotify, thwn.org. It's a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. And of course, we always entertain you with the best and brightest artists, the up-and-comers in Nashville, Tennessee, and of course, your headliners and all in between there too. And I would say she's more than just a trucker's daughter. Her music is badass. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, she's one to watch here over the next few years, too, and she's taken Nashville by storm and her home country. Robyn Ottolini joins us here on the show. Robyn, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
It's been good. A little rainy down here, kind of dark and dreary, and it makes you not want to get out of bed. But, hey, I'll say that, weekend forecast, it's cold. And to say that in Texas in May is very much a tough thing to do,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm loving it's 18 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'm loving it. Feeling comfy, happy to push summer off, just at least the southern summer off just a little longer.
Well, tell us a little bit about your backstory, too. I mentioned there, I would say a lot more than a trucker's daughter, too, but talk about just being from Canada and, of course, the inspiration behind music growing up and kind of what motivated you to get into this thing called the music business.
Yeah, I grew up just north of Toronto in the country and had two parents and a sister, still have them. And I just grew up on country radio. My dad loved country music and my mom loved some 90s pop, I think, but mostly country radio. And nobody in my family was musical, but I just loved to sing. And I sung and I sung and I sung. And my dad would buy CDs every once in a while. And he raised me on some Faith Hill and Shania Twain, Carrie Underwood. So I had all those CDs growing up. And I just loved singing. And you just do what you love. And eventually it becomes a job.
Yeah, talk about that too, because it's very challenging, this thing called the music industry, the challenges, things like that maybe fans don't see when it comes to behind the scenes stuff. And of course, having the right team in place to be able to get out there and do marketing promotions, because it's hard to do it all by yourself. I mean, I can't do this radio show by myself, wouldn't want to anyway, but having the right team to be able to do that. And of course, the challenges you go through, and especially being a female country music act.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard. You got to find people who truly believe in you and challenge you a little, but also trust you and your vision. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind. It's not an easy industry, but I'm one of those people that believes wherever you go, there's going to be struggle. That's just the human experience. Any industry I chose, there's going to be a hard point, and there's going to be something that you have to be willing to struggle for. And I am willing to struggle for music. I love it that much. I'm willing to not sleep, not have a 401k, not know if it's going to work out, not have a steady paycheck. But man, I love writing music. I love creating content. I love photo shoots and everything that goes with being an artist. So yeah, it's hard, but like what else? Everything else is going to be hard too, I guess.
I can tell just through our discussion too. I've never had anybody say that on the show. They don't care if they have a 401k. They don't care if they have.
I don't even know what that is. What's 401? Like, I genuinely don't know what it is, and that's how I'm living my life, and that's fine.
That's cool. I mean, take a little walk on the wild side, enjoy it, and we only get one trip around the sun, so you might as well go ahead and just have fun and take a flyer on yourself. Because honestly, I always say sometimes. Do what you love to do, because obviously you're the person betting on yourself, because it's hard to get other people to sometimes invest in you and of course believe in you. So you might as well bet on yourself.
Oh yeah, no, it's super hard to get people to believe in you, and you just have to believe in yourself. And if you're lucky, sometimes when you lose belief in yourself, you'll have already surrounded yourself with people who do believe in you that kind of carry you through those things. But yeah, no, life's hard. You get one trip. Have fun, be kind, And yeah, let people live. Let the people
Well,
live.
take me back to a little single that I really got to enjoy a little bit. I Kissed Your Boyfriend. I had to talk about this one too because I thought this was really cool. I thought it was the first time I learned about you was 2023 when that came out, and I really enjoyed that tune. And there's so many singles in between there too. But what do you remember best about? Kind of reflect on that moment when that one kind of hit the airwaves and was on the socials doing the thing for you too. That was just a really well delivered song, and you lyrically it really hit the nail on the head.
Fun fact, that's the only song I've ever released that I didn't write. But that EP that it was released on was written with Emily Reed, who had written I Kissed Your Boyfriend. And I loved that song before F-150 ever went viral. I've loved that song. I found the demo on SoundCloud way back in the day. And so I got the opportunity to record it, and I did. I've been in that situation. I think a lot of people have. And it was one of those songs where like I felt like I had written it or I should have written it. So yeah, that song is it's interesting. I Kissed Your Boyfriend. No girl wants to hear another girl say that. It's not a fun feeling. It sucks to have to say it, but at the end of the day, if no one says it, it's never going to get said. So
and it made for one hell of a country song out there too. I love it too. Don't say those words, but definitely very much a story well told. Hey, before I play this single here, one of the new ones here, the new single, I got to talk about, obviously you get asked, I'm sure, many times about it. It just takes one to make it. And that one song that goes viral that you mentioned there, F-150. Talk about just obviously how huge that was for your career, TikTok, the blow up, everything there too, and the song to really do what it was supposed to do. Or like I said, sometimes you put stuff out there, you never know what it's going to do, but this one just kind of felt like right in your wheelhouse, and this was just a song well delivered.
Yeah, it was probably my favorite song that I'd ever written at the time. I believed in it full-heartedly, and I'd put it out in the world, and I think it got like 20,000 streams in the first couple months, and that was my best streaming song ever. And then 6 months later, it went viral on TikTok, and I got like 100,000 streams in a day. So it was crazy. It got me down to Nashville. It got me a visa, helped me get situated down here, introduced me to so many people in Nashville. And it's crazy to think that song was so big for me. But it kind of just got me to the starting line. You know, I was just a barista, and then it not just a barista. I was a really good barista. Okay. But it kind of got me to the starting line in Nashville, which I never would have, I never would have figured out visas or anything without that song. So thank you, F-150.
Exactly. When you said the barista right there too, what makes a good cup of coffee in your mind?
Couldn't tell you. Anyway, I'm not a barista anymore. Couldn't tell you. No, something about bitter and sour, and something about something in the middle, and just making sure everything's something. That's how you do Chris.
I love that too. Well, speaking of a bottle, we've never had one on an airplane, I guess, unless you order one too. But Robyn's going to depict that here in this next song right here. It's Robyn Ottolini. It's Airplane Bottle. It is the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stay tuned.
I guess you could still be naive at 28 and think you could fall in love at the first sight on the first date. And I was always told if you want to kiss them, make them wait. But you kind of made me laugh and your lips tasted great. I love listening to you talk about your mom, your biggest fears, how you think staying in one place is kind of weird. I guess the red flags were there, but I didn't see them until you left me on the side of the road at 11 p.m. You brought an airplane bottle of vodka in your pocket, put it in your drink, so don't judge me for it, saying money's tight and honey, I bought it, but I was nervous that the bartender saw it. Sipping that watermelon had me buzzing, thinking whatever it was what I wanted now. Every time I fly, I'm reminded of it, that airplane bottle of vodka in your pocket. Hey. Airplane bottle of vodka. I guess blocking people doesn't always work, 'cause you found a way to message me about the sunglasses you left in my purse. Did you really need them back? I don't recognize the brand that they were. Or were you just trying to see me again? Did you feel bad because you ditched me for your friends? Were you even trying to go see him, or were you just jealous? The DJ at the bar we were in. Anyway, thanks for inspiring the song that I'm writing. You brought an airplane bottle of vodka in your pocket, put it in your drink, so don't judge me for it, saying money's tight and honey I bought it, but I was nervous that the bartender saw it. Sipping that watermelon had me buzzing, thinking whatever it was what I wanted now. Every time I fly, I'm reminded of it, that airplane bottle of vodka in your pocket. Airplane bottle of vodka. I think you wanted to blame me for your own insecurities, call me fake and inauthentic so you didn't feel guilty. But don't you worry, you don't have to say sorry. Aristides, you knowing you'll never find a girl like me. And you're probably in a bar somewhere with some girl hands in her hair, and I wonder if she's gonna care about that airplane bottle of vodka in your pocket. Put it in your drink, so don't judge me for it, but money's tight and honey I bought it, but I was nervous that the bartender saw it. Sipping that watermelon had me buzzing, thinking whatever it was is what I wanted now. Every time I fly, I pay $20 for an airplane bottle of vodka. Airplane bottle of vodka in your pocket.
Hey guys and gals, this is recording artist Don Barnes with 38 Special, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Broadcast and on the Sports Guys podcast.com and at thwn.org.
Is your home or business in need of a fresh look? Right Flow Pressure Washing and Lawn LLC is more than just pressure washing, providing professional cleaning for homes, commercial buildings, parking lots, roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, and so much more, including lawn service and landscaping. Our mission here at Right Flow is to exceed the needs of all our customers while providing all of our services at an affordable rate. We're committed to going above and beyond where the job is done right. Give your property the care it deserves. Call Right Flow today at 409-363-2565 or go to rightflowwashandlawn.com.
This is recording artist JMC, Jason Michael Carroll, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcast, Spotify, and on the SportsGuysPodcast.com and at thwn.org.
And back here again on the show, again, a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment too. iHeartRadio, Spotify, thwn.org, and the sportsguyspodcast.com. It's a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. Now, this was fun last May when this came out, 2025. I mentioned a lot of people understand a little airplane bottle, but this was a lot of fun. And the reason I want to talk about this one too and play this one, I love the photo art where you had it between your hand. The bottle was right there, like close to your mouth too at the same time. You're wearing glasses, and it's just a really cool how the artwork depicts the song as much as you are able to deliver it lyrically. Talk about this arrangement and this great tune.
Yeah, this song, I just went on a bad first date here in Nashville, and he brought his own alcohol to the bar in the form of an airplane bottle in his pocket. And I'm not a judgy person. It's honestly a bad quality at this point in my life. I should judge people more. But I was just like, yeah, in this economy, like whatever. I told my friends about it. He ended up like leaving me on the side of the road and just like out of nowhere was just like, bye. And I was like, what is happening? I told my friends and they're like, that's a red flag, Robyn. And I was like, oh, thought he was just good at the banks, but no, you're right. There was actually a lot of red flags. Anyway, so I was just kind of telling my friends about the state, and the song just fell out. And yeah, we'd been trying to like write something, but sometimes you can't write something. Sometimes you just got to talk about your life and let it all fall out. So that was Airplane Bottle. And what a crazy first date. Recently saw that guy. He's serving at a different restaurant now. Good for him. Proud of him.
I love how you just like told the song and just tell it like it is too. And you did this with another tune. I love it. And you're not afraid to speak your mind. That's what I love about you too. And it showcases it in the music. One called Growing Down. It was like, you know what? And I got to hear it. I wish I could play it here for the fans here on the radio too at the same time. But
we're not playing on radio. I was like, why aren't we doing Growing Down? It has the F word in it. It had the word with the letter F.
You know what? You come to Nashville, we'll play a little bit over the speaker. I want to do that too at our live show at the Music City Center.
We'll just cut the first 10 seconds and then the rest is fine. But yeah, Growing Down was like my second viral song, like bigger viral song since F-150, which is crazy because it's such what I thought a niche song, at least for me. It's very imagery based and like I'm growing down into who I am and not letting people tell me who I am and what I'm supposed to be. And I feel like you grow up and you try to be somebody else, somebody more put together, somebody whose opinion is more palatable. And then eventually you're just like, screw this, I'm growing down. And you just become more who you are and more rooted in yourself and kind of more confident in yourself. And I just wanted to start this new era off with that message and that song. And I just feel like more grounded these days and more myself and more sure of myself than I've ever been. And I'm growing down. Yeah.
I'm with you on that too. What was it like to kind of go through? I know you got to Nashville. Of course, a lot of people say that sometimes they get a record deal and then, things change, but then you have to go in a totally different direction and really, again, like you said, continue to believe in yourself and do what you do best at the same time and really just put yourself out there more, but get under, like you mentioned, the new management, things like that too, but just continue to put your foot on the gas and like move forward. How tough was that transition?
It was tough because me and the label went separate ways. And then I did independent artists with my old management team for a while. And I just felt stuck or like something wasn't working. So then I just kind of slowed down for a second, which is a very scary term as an artist because I feel like there's only so many years in your life that, you can be wild and crazy and have these dreams, which isn't true. You can have these dreams for as long as you want. I'm learning that in my era. So I was just like, if this anxiety and this like pressure to just put something out so that people don't forget about you is the only reason I'm doing it, then I don't want to do it. And so I really sat back and started growing down. And so everything in that song is very true. I kind of like was quiet for a year, started meeting new management, started writing songs that I loved again and took time, and that's okay. And I know it's scary, but you got to do it sometimes. And I really started to try to say no to things and shrink into myself, and it felt really good. And now I feel like I'm back. And I'm just so happy to be back. But yeah, all those transitions are scary. They're mental flips, mental whiplash. You go through periods of being like, I should move home. And then you're like, that's crazy that I would ever think that I would ever move home. I'm so talented and amazing. And you're like, no, you're not. You can't write a song to save your life. And then the next day you write a song and it's like the best song ever. And you just kind of go through this flippity floppity era until you realize that this is just what you're meant to do. And you're going to be fine. And just keep swimming, kid. Just keep swimming.
Keep going. That's what I say too. And I did the same thing 7 years ago when I took this leap of faith and this whole radio thing. And like I said, I'm glad I did because I can't look back and have been through those same just mind confusions. Call it the same thing too. I wanted to say something else. We got to keep it clean here on radio. But, it's one of them things where you just got to keep it going and so just see the pavement one way. And like you said, keep driving down the road, keep swimming there too. Well, I tell you what, many of the songs have gone viral and this next one too, we're going to play for the audience right now. Guess what? It came out today. It's May 2026. If hell were a bar, Robyn's going to explain that to you here on the Backstage Pass. Coming right back. Stay tuned. Robyn Ottolini here, the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Coming back in a flash. Stay tuned.
I thought if hell were a bar, bartender wouldn't know my first name. Probably mix me up some watered down drink. Cut me off before I even caught a buzz. Say I'm done, I thought if hell were a bar, Jukebox play every song that I hate. $10 wouldn't even give me George Strait. And last call would be 8:30. Oh, but wait. If hell were a bar, it'd be you walking in, introducing me to her like we're just old friends, telling me how you met, saying she was heaven sent. Then you having the nerve to ask me how I've been. My smile would be fake and you chalk it up to fate. I'd say it's getting late, but order one more anyway. It looked a lot like exactly where we are, her hanging off your arm. This is it, boy. If hell were a bar, if hell were a bar, if hell were a bar, I'll be standing in this bathroom lighting while the couple's taking their sweet time in a stall that I wish I could hide in, or crying. If hell were a bar, it'd be you walking in, introducing me to her like we're just old friends, telling me how you met, saying she was heaven sent. Then you having the nerve to ask me how I've been. My smile would be fake and you chalk it up to fate. I'd say it's getting late, but order one more anyway. It looked a lot like exactly where we are, her hanging off your arm. This is it, boy. If hell were a bar, if hell were a bar, I'd be sending up a prayer to the man upstairs, or anyone who'd listen, anyone who'd care, begging them to get me the hell out of there. If hell were a bar, it'd be you walking in, introducing me to her like we're just old friends, telling me how you met, saying she was heaven sent. Then you having the nerve to ask me how I've been. My smile will be fake and you chalk it up to fate. I'd say it's getting late, but order one more anyway. It looked a lot like exactly where we are, her hanging off your arm. This is it, boy. If hell were a bar, if hell were a bar.
This is recording artist Bay Simpson, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcasts, Spotify, and the SportsGuysPodcast.com and at thwn.org.
Are you looking to increase your online presence? Are you searching for a new logo or company branding? Have you been considering more ways to reach the world with your business, ministry, or church's message? Barkley Music and Media is an award-winning design company that utilizes the latest technology while keeping the integrity of over 30 years of customer service. Web design, graphic design, multimedia, video editing, voiceover, commercials, logo design and branding, photography, and much, much more. See portfolios and testimonials online at www.barkleymusicandmedia.com or contact them today at 502-382-8299. Barkley Music and Media, your connection for the best in multimedia. Call today, 502-382-8299, or go to www.barkleymusicandmedia.com. Barkley Music and Media, integrity, technology, and design. www.barkleymusicandmedia.com.
This is recording artist Bree Kennedy, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's an award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Tune into the show on iHeartRadio Podcast, Spotify, and on the SportsGuysPodcast.com and at the thwn.org.
And back here with Robyn Ottolini, again, the Canadian country singer right there, too, as well. If Hell Were a Bar. How'd you guys like that? I think that was one of my favorite songs right there, too, from her. So you mentioned they've all gone viral for a reason because of great storytelling, great lyrically, and the way you deliver it. I did get a chance to see the music video on the subscription that I have, too, which I loved it. Fantastic. In fact, a good friend of mine, Sarah Fox, was in that music video. We met a few years ago when, I can't remember when she was working, but we met in Nashville at one of the CRS events there and had a great time. Yeah, she was in it too, and I just happened to see her post on that. Tell us all about the song, the arrangement, and you got a great crew to shoot a great music video.
Yeah, no, she was awesome. I said, Chelsea, I need a beautiful blonde. And she said, sit back, relax. I'll go find her. And she's stunning. And she walked in and I said, perfect. Thank you. If Hell Were a Bar, though, is that experience when, you know, we were just kind of talking like, if hell were a bar, like we had that title and it's like, well, if hell were a bar, you know, like it would suck. But I was like, if hell were a bar, my ex would be walking in, you know, and I'd be, you know, like in those nightmares where like you're in a bad situation, but you can't move or get out. So you're like, yeah, I'd say it's getting late, but then order another drink if hell were a bar, you know? And they're introducing you to that new person as if you're just like an old friend and you weren't important to them at all. And you just kind of have to like almost like just not suck it up, but you just kind of have to like put your chin up and like take it and not like overreact or like have any emotion. And that's if hell were a bar to me. I would like to leave personally. The thing about me, I don't do confrontation anymore. If someone I don't like is in the bar with me, I'm gonna leave. I have a car. I have a dog at home waiting to love me. So yeah, if hell were a bar, it'd be at a bar with an ex and his new person, and that's the song. I gave it all away. Sorry, guys.
Oh, you
I guess
did.
you guys already heard it, so it makes sense.
You're good. No, and I love how Sarah, like I said, portrayed that in there too, saying you guys have to
She's
shake
like the
hands.
sweetest girl. She's so nice.
She is. She is. Love her so much. She's awesome out there too, Sarah Fox. All right, let's go into another one. The catalog for Robyn Ottolini here on the Backstage Pass in a small town. Yes, I have to go there. Yes, I love it because being from a small town, I could definitely resonate with this song.
Yeah, that I wrote that during the pandemic when I was just in my room alone, and I asked people what I should write about in one of those questionnaires on Instagram, and they said write about, you know, our hometown. And so I just went for it, and all the phases of, you know, growing up. Our whole world was one block wide. I grew up on a dead end street, you know, couldn't go very far in the middle of the country. So my only friends were, you know, I'm still friends with who I was friends with when I was a kid. And yeah, and then just growing up and leaving town and realizing you want to go back and start a family. Like my hometown is a beautiful place to grow up. So maybe one day, or I'll just stay down here, make song babies. Who knows where the wind's gonna blow.
Make that music. I want to go into writing. You talk about this. You mentioned the writing a lot and most of your own material there too. And some artists kind of feel comfortable going that direction, but many can get pitched something like you said too, and kind of go that route. But it seems like you love it. You have to experience it, live it, feel it, you know, breathe it, and then, you know, put it out to listeners. And that's what I love so much about your music is it's so expressive to people because like when I hear it, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And I'll say that several times, been through it, lived it, done this. And that's life, and that's the way it goes. But take me through your songwriting process. I mean, it seems like there's a pretty extensive process that you go through, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just live life, and if I'm inspired by something, I'll write it down and then either write it alone or write it with someone. But yeah, all my songs, I try my best, obviously, to put out the ones that I relate to the most and that have meaning to me. And yeah, I just trust that my experience isn't special, and I know it's funny because you're raised to be like, you're special, you're going to change the world. At least my generation was like, dream big. But I'm like, I think my superpower is just being a regular girl and feeling regular things that other people feel. But I'm able to obviously put it in a song and a melody. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to write people's soundtrack and not have to like live this lavish, crazy life to do it.
I love it too. I love this one, Singing About Cowboys. I haven't had a title on the show here too, talking about this one. Melodically, very good. Again, delivered for me too. And I think for a lot of my friends, I played it for some buddies of mine. They're like, yeah, what's her name? And I said, Robyn Ottolini. Looked her up, streamed the rest of her music. I said, he's like, yeah, man, I could see where Cowgirl can sing about cowboys, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I find it funny because I was raised in kind of like a blue collar town. I've always liked a hardworking man, but there's no cowboys where I'm from. Out west, maybe in Canada, there's some cowboys, but yeah, I'm more ran into, you know, truckers, HVAC, arborists, any of those pool guys, the blue collar type. And so when I came down here and everyone's singing about cowboys, I was like, everybody's singing about cowboys. I'm just singing about you. Cause I'd never met a cowboy. So how am I supposed to sing about them? You know, I'm going to sing about the blue collar boys that I know and I love.
You mentioned that EP, and I loved it so much. Growing Up to Do, which was one of my favorites out there too. I mean, I went through an extensive catalog of songs here too, and not just we're talking about a new single today, which dropped here in May, but this one was a lot of fun out there too. And this was a lot of fun out there. Heartless was a great kickoff song too. Always important to kind of, begin a record too with that particular song that sets the tone for it too. The EP, this one, real well for you, and I'm sure a lot of these are probably still in the same set list today too, and a lot of cool things, and you really wear your heart on your sleeve and you express it through that music.
Yeah, that Growing Up to Do came at a time when I had lost a record deal, went through a breakup, and started my full move down to Nashville in a way. And it was a really pivotal change, and it's crazy how you can go through so much and still have growing up to do. So yeah, what a beautiful era. And now I'm growing up to do. And then my manager's like, where do you go after growing up? And I said, you grow down. That's where you go. And that's what's led us here. You can't just keep up.
No, you're right. You're right. You grow down, no doubt. Daddy's Daughter. Tell me all about this one. I thought this was another great track and a story well told. And really, you're right. I mean, being a father now of a young girl too, it's crazy to really understand how you get them wrapped around your little finger when they get you, and it's just amazing to be a daddy's girl type thing and just be a girl dad. It's pretty fun. This is a pretty cool song. I love it.
Yeah. My dad's awesome. Love my dad. And I think going back to the theme of like mind trips and is it worth it and is it not worth it? I think that song's a beautiful, like, all I have to be is my dad's daughter, which is just a good person. And someone who tries and works hard and does their best. And that's how my dad raised me. And if the crowd's cheering or the crowd's not cheering, I'll always know who I am at the end of the day because of him. So, yeah.
Well, you mentioned being from Canada too, and I got to touch on a tune there, "Oh Canada," which was one I got to check out too as well. And always good to kind of speak back to your home country and talk about, like I said, that the small town, the rural kind of area, where you're from and the roots you grew up on too. Talk about this one for us.
Yeah. "Oh Canada," I wrote it with my best friend, Jesse Slack, and Michael August. And it's just an ode to Canada. Our national anthem is "Oh Canada." And I have obviously traveled all over the States for music. I've been to the UK. I'm hoping to go to Australia and New Zealand at some point, and even Germany or more of Europe. And I think it was really important for me to just remind myself of where I came from and why I'm strong, and also just pay tribute to my home country of Canada for, raising me. I was raised on Canadian country music. I was raised on just Canadian music, Tate McRae, Justin Bieber, lots of the greats have come out of Canada, and I just love the people there. So I was like, "Oh Canada, I had to leave, but I'm coming back for you." And it was just really important part of my story.
I wanted to ask you this latest movement, if you will, for female country artists. Ella's kind of on fire now, Ella Langley, and then, Lainey's been there since, I had her on the show way before the big boom in her career too at the same time. But looking back at it, it's amazing to see the women now kind of get the respect that I feel like, in my opinion, they deserve now. That's long overdue to be played on the radio, and just the movement now kicking some ass in the industry. What does that mean to you, and as you see that and this next wave of ladies kind of doing their thing with great songs and great shows and things like that, and being played more on the radio now?
Oh, I'm obsessed, obviously. I mean, I was raised on female country music. Sure, I listened to some of the guys. Yes, they're important too. But like when my dad was buying CDs, he was buying the female country artists. And growing up in the 90s, it was so prevalent. So to have had less women being played on the radio kind of makes me sad for the younger generation, because I was so blessed with such great music from women. and it made me who I am. And it taught me how to be strong and wild and crazy and sure of my roots. And I'm just so happy that those voices are back for, like, you know, your daughter, if she's growing up on country music. And just to have role models and women to look up to, I think is so important for little girls and little boys, to just see like that equality, especially in country music and storytelling, and everybody's story matters. And I think it's awesome that, you know, there's more diversity coming through.
No doubt. And she's singing your music, not surprisingly. She's singing Robyn's music there too. My daughter is. And
I was like,
yes. Well, that too. Yes, both of them. So she's singing F-150 and whatever Ella's on the playlist or the whatever list I have out there too, that kick. Yes. So it's she's enjoying, as I've done, interview more female artists on this show than I do guys, but that's just the way it works out. Wanted to ask you too about hobbies away from music or any kind of, what that word, downtime. A lot of artists don't know what that is, but when you get some, what's favorite kind of either hangout spots or things to do, hobbies away from music?
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like all my hobbies kind of revolve around my career, but I've taken up sewing. So I've been sewing a lot of the outfits that I wear for stage and my music videos and my content. And then and it's just it feels so good to like create with my hands and have a finished product that I can hold, that I made from like secondhand materials. Save the world, slow fashion. And I read lots of books. I like to go away to dragons and fantasy and faraway lands with strong female characters. I'm obsessed with it. And I just hang out with my dog and watch lots of TV. I love TV. So yeah, sewing, books, and my dog is my hobbies at this current point in my growing down era. I am quite and creative. And actually,
she's going to go back to the growing down era, no doubt about it. We grew up, now it's time to grow down, no doubt too. I love this. All right, food-wise, what do you get into either on a good night for just to say cooking, staying at home, or just you're like, you know what? Nah, I don't want to cook. Let's just go out and do some things. What do you like to eat?
I love a chicken fettuccine Alfredo. I love pasta. Pasta is probably like my favorite thing. I'm like I was raised on like pub food. So like I love poutine. I love a buffalo chicken ranch wrap, Caesar wrap. I'm not a fancy girl. I eat almost the same thing every day. I eat my eggs with cottage cheese, my smoothies, and lots of tea and Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. I like that in there. Well, you mentioned about doing this, there was really no plan B, but let's just hypothetically say that had you never gotten into the music industry and you had to pick kind of a backup occupation, what other career path might you have taken had music not been the path?
I probably would have tried to find my way into wildlife rehabilitation. I love animals. I love taking care of them. It's just one of the great joys of my life. So yeah, I'd probably be in wildlife rehab, taking care of raccoons and squirrels and stuff.
Ooh, I like that too. We got to talk about taking care of animals, no doubt about that too. I recently actually just lost, it's been hard in the last week or two. My dog was 16 years old, and it was like, yeah, it just went downhill fast, but man, it was what quality of life well lived. And it was hard, but definitely animals. I love taking care of. My mom is huge. Humane Society here locally helps animals get to nice homes and things like that too, and find homes, good care people. So yeah, I love taking care of them, like you, with animals out there too. Well, I tell you what, she's on fire here too. You can check more of the music out across your streaming platforms. Make sure you guys do that. RobynOttolini.com, OTTOLINI. We even spell it for you here on the Backstage Pass. And also, if hell were a bar, it's across all those digital streaming platforms. My friend, good to get to know you a lot on this episode, and hopefully more. I know success is coming down the pike for you, and I would love to have you back at CMA Week if we're able to get there this year and do the show live from the Music City Center. Appreciate you being here, and keep kicking ass, and just so glad you're back and doing what you love to do.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back, and I'm going to go right back to my songwriting right now. So I'm excited.
There you go. Robyn Ottolini here, the Backstage Pass, KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and the Sports Guys Podcast.com. More great shows coming up next week. Take care. God bless. We will see you soon.
Hey y'all, this is recording artist Jackie Rohr, and you're listening to a grand slam of music, sports, and entertainment. It's the award-nominated Backstage Pass podcast with Brandon Morrell on KYBN 98.1, your Bay Area Broadcasting Network. Stream the show anytime at thesportsguyspodcast.com and on iHeartRadio podcasts. You can also stream at thwn.org.